Hello, beautiful conscious creators. I'm Kim Falcon, intuitive channel, quantum healer, and hypnotherapist. Today, we're going to be talking about relationships. And let's face it, relationships are a key aspect of our lives. And when they fall short of what we want from them, it can be frustrating, it can be upsetting, it can oftentimes be hurtful. If your emotional needs are not being met in your relationship, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why your emotional needs are not being met in your relationships, but most importantly, how you can shift the energy so that you can be in a more conscious relationship that brings in greater joy, balance, and harmony. So let's get into it. The first reason why your emotional needs may not be met in your relationship is because you may be coming from a place of need and therefore disempowerment. Most of our relationships in the beginning do come from that place of need. But anytime we are coming from that place, we're telling the universe, I don't have all that it is I need within me. Therefore, I have to seek it from someone else. When we're seeking from the outside world or from someone else, it's because we're not feeling whole inside. And so more than often, we're not going to get what it is we want from that person, because what will happen is the universe is going to direct us back inside so that we do see we have everything it is we need in here. And I see this so often in the beautiful souls that I've worked with. I've even experienced it myself. So this can keep us in a pretty painful loop cycle of seeking from someone else, not getting what we're seeking from them. So then our universe points us back inwards. But because we didn't get what we were seeking from them, we feel that void inside. And so then we go either back to that same person or somebody else, and we repeat that pattern. And so you see how this can keep us in a pretty painful loop cycle of going round and round. And we can experience this in any of our relationships, from our parents to our siblings, co-workers, significant others. So for example, I've had clients say to me, I want my mom to listen to me. I wish that what it was I was saying to her was important enough for her to listen, to stop talking about herself and to just listen to what it is I have to say. Or maybe it is you just want a friend to give you a call. Like you might be going through a hard time and you're just wanting that friend to give you a call to check in on you, to see how you're doing with everything, to offer you comfort, support, or maybe even just listen to you. And they're not doing that. I'd love to hear in the comments below if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever had a relationship that just was not giving you what it was you needed? And how did it make you feel? So let's talk about why this may be happening. I always find that once I understand the why, it allows me to have greater peace around the situation and allows me to move through it much more easily. So the first thing we have to remember is, on a soul level, these relationships are intentionally not giving you what it is you need, because you ask them to reflect back to you where it is you're not feeling whole inside. So if there are feelings, for example, of I'm not worthy enough for my mom to listen to, and therefore what it is I have to say must not be of value, she's going to reflect back to you by specifically doing things that are going to amplify the feelings it is you already hold inside of you. Because on a soul level, that's what you asked her to do for you so that you can become more whole inside. And once you do the work around that, the need to seek outside of yourself becomes less and less, because you're feeling more whole inside. And then the dynamic in the relationship also shifts. It becomes a healthier one because you are more unified in here. So let's talk about the void. What is it and why is it there? So the void in you are simply aspects of you that have separated off from the whole aspect of you in here. So for example, the part of you that doesn't feel worthy of love is the part of you that is separated off. And that separation is what keeps us in a place of suffering and pain inside. And so the blessing or the gifts of our relationships, they're there to show us where it is we are living in a place of separation so that we can unify all of those aspects of us into a place of wholeness through love for ourselves. All right, so now I'm going to talk about 3 ways we can move from a needy relationship into a conscious relationship. And the first way we can do this is through what's called soul integration work. So what does this look like? Well, essentially what you would do is you would work with the assistance of your higher self and also with love. And you would give the separated aspects of yourself what it is it needs. So maybe it's more love, or maybe it's to be heard, or maybe it's to be recognized, and so on. And then you would integrate those aspects that had separated off into the fullness of who it is you are. And you could do this through hypnosis, and you can also do it successfully on your own through meditation. And I've done it through meditation before myself, where I was shown, a part of me that had separated off that felt rejected. And this came unexpectedly, actually. I wasn't even looking to do anything like that. And that's what my higher self was showing me in meditation. And so I worked with my higher self to welcome that aspect of me back home to center here, unified in the wholeness and fullness of who it is I am through love, reassuring that aspect of me that she is welcome here, that she is heard, that she is loved, that she is appreciated. And then ask my higher self to integrate that part of me back in here so that I am now living from a more unified place inside. All right, so we've talked about doing soul integration work. Now, the second way it is you can move to a more conscious relationship is by shifting from a place of need to a place of gratitude. And being grateful and in complete appreciation for all of the beautiful aspects of the relationship instead of focusing on all it is that you need from the relationship. So if we're coming from a place of need, we can be weighing down the relationship with a heavy energy. And people are sensitive to energy, whether it is they realize it or not. And they can feel that weight being placed on the relationship versus a light energy where it is they are being appreciated for who they are and what they bring into the relationship. It's all vibrational. And so let's do a quick exercise where it is you can experience what it is I'm talking about. All right, so just close your eyes, take a moment to close your eyes and focus on your breath. And take a few deep breaths in and exhaling that out and doing that a couple of times. All right, now remember back to a time when someone wanted something or needed something from you that didn't feel so good. Maybe it was a boss, maybe it was a parent or a friend. And think back to how that felt inside in your body emotionally. Now, if you'll notice, you don't even have to be talking to that person or to be in that person's presence to feel that energy, the heaviness of it, and perhaps how uncomfortable it might be. It doesn't feel so good, does it? It's the heaviness and the uncomfortability of that energy does not feel so good. All right, so now conversely, let's look at a different angle to this, okay? Keeping your eyes closed and focusing on your breath again, taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. Now think about someone you are grateful for. Complete gratitude for who it is they are, what it is they've done for you, who it is they've been for you, and feel how that feels. Maybe it was their thoughtfulness. Perhaps it was heartfelt conversations that you've had with them. Maybe it was how they have the ability to lift your spirits when you're feeling down. And feel the gratitude it is you have for who it is they are, and breathe that in. Excellent. So you should feel completely different in your thoughts of gratitude and appreciation. Your vibration, your energy should have elevated, and you should feel much lighter inside and much more at ease. So feel the difference. It's very different. The one with the energy of wanting and needing feels very heavy. It's a lower vibration versus the one of gratitude and appreciation that elevates your vibration. So now with this new awareness that you hold inside, you can see that this is perhaps the role it is you might want to play in your relationships moving forward, the place it is that you want to come from, and how it is you want to show up in your relationships, and also what it is you want your experience to be based on the place it is that you're coming from now. If you're finding value in what it is I'm sharing on how you can have better relationships, it would really support me in doing more of this content by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel and sharing it with somebody else so that they can have better relationships too. All right, so let's talk about the next way you can move your relationship into a conscious one. And that is to take inventory. All right, so what does that mean? So I invite you to sit down with pen and paper, and in a contemplative state, write down all of the names of the people throughout your life that have shown up for you, and all of the supportive scenarios that have presented in your life at just the right time. So perhaps it was the teacher that was there to raise your confidence levels, or maybe the friend that you reacquainted with just at the time you lost your job, and that friend was there to comfort you in time of need. Or maybe it was a car that you really, really wanted, and just when you thought you couldn't afford it, you find the right dealership that's offering it at the perfect price. And how happy that made you. So we are always supported in the non-physical realms with spirit around us. But let's face it, we need support in the physical realms too, right? Well, what I have found is that the universe is always going to throw us nuggets of support along the way. But it may not be from the person it is you want it to be from. It may not be what it is you think it should be. And it actually may not even be what it is you think you want. But nonetheless, you've been supported all along in different ways. And the good news is you're going to continue to be supported for the rest of your existence here on earth. And sometimes the support that we receive from others may be minimal, because these are skill sets it is we're looking to build on within ourselves so that we can feel more empowered and capable within. So all of what we've talked about today and the work it is that goes into it, when you do that work, it's going to connect you to a higher frequency within you that then attracts a higher timeline and reality. And that higher frequency is your inner wisdom, it's your power, it connects you to your power, and it's your strength. When we're coming from a place of empowerment, we're not coming from a place of need. And it allows us to recognize from a place of clarity where each person is on their path, so that we can then honor that about them because we've honored ourselves first. It's the shift in energy within ourselves first that then shifts the energy in our relationships and also brings in new relationships that are going to be of greater resonance too. Okay, so let's recap. We want to move from a place of need to a place of empowerment and wholeness inside. And I gave you 3 tips on how we can do that. And the first tip is the soul integration work. And that can be done through hypnosis or meditation on your own. Number 2 is shifting from a place of need and want to a place of gratitude and appreciation for that person. And number 3 is taking inventory of all the people and scenarios that have presented in your life in support of you. And that through it all, you've always been loved and supported. You'll continue to be loved and supported and have all it is that you need in here. But you have to show up for yourself first. And that's how you do it. If you found this video to be helpful, the next video you're going to want to watch is part 2 of why your emotional needs aren't being met in your relationships. And most importantly, what you can do to shift the energy so that you can have better relationships. See you in the next video.